Bitcoin breaks through 53K for the first time in 815 days. We go over the ways that 50K Bitcoin is different in 2024 than it was in 2021. Plus, MicroStrategy acquires 3,000 more Bitcoin and now holds over 193,000 Bitcoin in its corporate treasury. The Bitcoin development company stock was up over 12% today and up over 450% since launching its Bitcoin strategy. We compare their simple Bitcoin hodl strategy to the crypto kings over the last 4 years and see how they've both fared. You aren't going to want to miss today's episode. Let's dive in. Welcome to the Monday, February 26th edition of the Bitcoin Daily Show. I'm Dante Cook, head of Swan Business. At Swan, we're on a mission to educate the world about Bitcoin. So please like this video and subscribe to the channel. It'll help us teach more people about Bitcoin here on YouTube and cut through all the noise out there. If you have questions about Bitcoin, where to buy, how do I hold it, how do I custody it, inheritance strategies, please email us at daily@swanbitcoin.com, and I'll be sure to get back with you as soon as I can. And with that, let's jump into the show. People around the world are seeing Bitcoin rip past 53,000 and touch $53,500 for the first time since December 4th, 2021. That's 815 days. Bitcoin has only been over $53,000 for 121 days and over $60,000 for just 39 days. That means when it runs near all-time highs, it rips and it rips fast in a parabolic move. We haven't seen the beginning of this bull market. Just like Bitcoiners are watching Swan's daily live price chart, all eyes are on Iowa superstar Caitlin Clark, as she's just 51 points shy of breaking the all-time scoring record set by Pete Maravich in 1970. It's almost inevitable that in the next 2 months, Bitcoin will set an all-time high, just like it is for Caitlin Clark to break the all-time scoring record in her next 2 to 3 games. But why is it inevitable? It's inevitable because the US dollar is a melting ice cube and everybody knows it now. People understand that their ice cube is melting and are looking for colder and colder freezers to store their money in. The sad reality is, the United States' #1 export is financial services, meaning we've sent our best and brightest people to go build colder freezers for us in the form of index funds, derivatives, and financial products. And as a result, over time, we've shifted from being savers to gamblers. So much so that Americans gambled $66.5 billion in 2023 alone. It's gotten so out of hand that Saturday Night Live is making skits about us gambling on our degenerate gambling friends.
We all know a friend who struggles with online gambling.
A friend who's on the verge of losing everything. His house, his family, his entire life.
And now you can bet on exactly how he'll lose it all
with Rock Bottom Kings.
It's the only app that lets you take prop bets about how your degenerate gambler friend is finally going to hit rock bottom.
Will it be goes double or nothing on a random WNBA game?
Or bets his child's college fund on the coin toss?
And when your friend is desperate for cash, you can bet on what his lowest moments will be. Will he take out a life insurance policy on his own mother? Will he set up a fake GoFundMe that says he has leukemia? And what will he sell first, his PS5 or his kidney?
As the bull market happens, every time you'll inevitably get people in the mainstream media and crypto bros saying that Bitcoin has no real utility. The killer utility of Bitcoin is capital preservation and capital appreciation.
And Bitcoin represents the digital transformation of capital. And your chart you just showed with those ETFs shows that every day in the last 5 days, $481 million is flowing out of the analog world into the digital world. And what's going to drive Bitcoin is, in essence, the conversion of analog capital to digital capital. The killer use case is capital preservation and capital appreciation. And, the name of the show is making money. That's what everybody wants to do, and money is capital.
And speaking of Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy acquired an additional 3,000 Bitcoin for $155 million at an average price of $51,813 per Bitcoin. As of February 25th, MicroStrategy now holds 193,000 Bitcoin acquired for $6.09 billion at an average price of $31,544 per Bitcoin. Their Bitcoin profit is almost $4 billion. The MicroStrategy flywheel is in full effect, and as we've mentioned before, when the value of their stock goes up, they will issue more common shares or acquire more debt to acquire more Bitcoin. And when the price of that Bitcoin goes up, the enterprise value of the company goes up. And then they do that all over again. And with the stock price up more than 12% today alone, you can rest assured that MicroStrategy will likely go acquire some more debt to get more Bitcoin. And it's clearly been the right decision, as MicroStrategy stock is up over 460% since adopting their Bitcoin-only strategy in August of 2020. And the funny thing is, when the world was claiming that MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor were idiots, the crypto kings were being dubbed the smartest people in the world. And just 2 days ago, a federal judge approved Binance's plea deal for a $4.3 billion settlement for anti-money laundering and sanctions violations. So much for CZ being the smartest guy in the world. And also, a picture of Sam Bankman-Fried, once deemed the next Warren Buffett, is showing up from him behind bars all across the internet. And we also see BitBoy, a crypto YouTube star who's lost $40 million, his company, his marriage, apparently a Lamborghini, and is last seen fighting a meme coin developer for notoriety. Maybe this bull market people will listen to their Bitcoin friends who say Bitcoin, don't crypto. They're not the same thing. Crypto will take you a long way down, further than you might expect. And while we're talking about Bitcoin being up over 50K, one thing's for certain, Bitcoin at 50K in 2024 is very different from Bitcoin at 50K in 2021. Here's a few reasons. Retail investors are not even FOMOing in yet. As we mentioned on Friday, based on retail volume from Coinbase's platform, the retail investors are not even beginning to FOMO in. When crypto prices start to go up, retail investors start FOMOing into all of the crypto that they can, hoping for a 100x return. One clear example that we're in a bull market is people buying JPEGs of frogs and monkeys for $500,000 and believing that they're actually valuable. So I can pretty much guarantee that you're going to see crypto prices start to rise, and rise in ways that are unexplainable. But Bitcoin will have the last laugh, like this iconic clip from Pete Weber.
Strike to claim it, a strike to claim it, and he got it!
Did it, Jeff! That is right, I did it! That's number 5! Are you kidding me? That's right! Who do you think you are? I am!
The second reason why 2024 is different than 2021. We've traded the bad actors for the global giants. We've exchanged BlockFi, Celsius, FTX, Voyager for BlackRock, Fidelity, VanEck, ARK, and Bitwise. These aren't just exchanges showing up for a gold rush. These are globally regulated, secure, stable, and financially sophisticated organizations that see the value of Bitcoin long term and want to offer it to their retail clients and institutional clients. Speaking of the ETFs, we saw 232 million of inflows on Friday. And today, with the price pumping, we're seeing ridiculous volume into ETFs like BlackRock. Today is shaping up to be another good day of inflows. Another subtle difference between 2024 and 2021 is that a lot of these crypto exchanges were headquartered or the majority of their revenue came from places offshore. But you can see that the US is the financial hub for Bitcoin and digital assets now. Here's one stat. Over 83% of the spot ETF volume in Bitcoin is happening here in the US. One major difference between 2024 and 2021 is that the Bitcoin halving is in front of us and not behind us. Historically, Bitcoin's price rallies the most after the halving, not before it. Learn about the differences of 50K Bitcoin today versus 50K Bitcoin in 2021 by this awesome article from our senior research analyst, Sam Callahan. It's linked in the show notes. Here's some final thoughts for the day. Saving your wealth in the very system that you're trying to break free from isn't a good strategy. Bitcoin is the only financial instrument that gives you the ability to exit from the current financial system. Just look at this transaction from Friday. Someone was able to send $1.3 billion worth of Bitcoin in less than a few minutes for $2.03 in fees, with no party in between. That's revolutionary. Ignore all the headlines and all the bad advice that you've gotten. Use the tool for what it's useful for. And primarily, that's helping you to avoid debasement from excess money printing. I love this tweet from Bram Kanstein. Bitcoin is an indiscriminate tool that will create a new block in the next 10 minutes, whether you like it or not. And people all across the world are starting to wake up to this reality, as Bitcoin has now made an all-time high and the 20th currency that we've been tracking in just the last 2 months. Don't be late to the party. Save your hard-earned money into the greatest savings technology ever created. And with that, we're signing off for today. Pull up your Swan Live price chart while you're working today and enjoy the dips and the rips. This is Dante Cook with Swan.com. Happy stacking.
I'm gonna write a song with this random guy hitting my window. We're gonna... Oi, come back!